Hey everyone, welcome to today's class, which will focus on de-stressing because reasons. I've actually been away from YouTube for a little bit and I would tell you the reasons why, but if I did, you'd be like, nah, that sounds made up. It's been interesting, but things are good. Things are really good and I'm back now. My voice just squeaked. I'm like, it's good. It's fine. It's fine. No, seriously, though, it's fine. So let's get started. I'm really excited to be back, though, feeling good, moving forward. Having said that, everyone needs time to de-stress every now and again. So for props, just the usual, whatever you've got nearby. You probably won't need any though. We'll be doing a nice flowing class today. It's going to be really, really nice and I'm really excited, super excited. So let's get started in your centering posture. So maybe that's child's pose. Child's pose is a great centering posture if that's available to you. If not, pick any other pose like even Shavasana or cross-legged seated. But take a moment to find a comfortable posture and take those moments to get settled in, and we'll begin. Notice yourself feeling a little bit heavy as you get nestled into your centering posture. Feeling gravity assist you to sink and melt. And just allow yourself to let anything go that you're holding on to that isn't necessary. So any tension, any cares, any worries, allow that all just to float away. Anything that doesn't serve you. Feeling really safe and supported on your mat. Knowing that this time is just for you. From here, take a few slow, deep breaths through the nose. Keep going. Don't worry whether it's belly breathing or diaphragmatic breathing, just real simple, deep breaths through the nose. And before we get moving, it's nice to set a goal or an intention for your practice. Perhaps it's something specific that you need to let go of or de-stress in some way. Maybe it's something entirely different. Perhaps you're looking for better sleep at night. Maybe it's more energy during the day you're looking for. Whatever that goal is, picture it now. Take a moment to feel what it would be like if you had achieved that goal already. If you're looking for better sleep at night, that would probably be feeling really refreshed right now, having more energy right now. Whatever your goal is, envision it already being accomplished. And slowly start to make your way all the way up and back to that first downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Hands are slightly wider than shoulders width apart. Feet are about hip distance apart. They're parallel. The hips go up and back. Taking a few moments here to feel that length in the backs of the legs. And then scooping the belly in, lower through hands and knees, and come all the way to a cross-legged seated position. Hands to the knees, lifting up nice and tall. We'll head into our churn the butter exercise. So lifting up nice and tall, leaning forward towards the left knee, then passing through center over towards the right knee, curving and rounding backwards, and complete the circle. Keep going, more circles. Once you get the hang of what you're doing, just making big circles. Close the eyes so you can really feel what the body's doing. Mine often feels a little clunky when I first get going, like it's trying to make a hexagon or something, but keep going at your own pace. And once you've found that pace, start to synchronize the breathing. Once again, through the nose, we inhale as we pass forward and exhale backward, all through the nose. Keep going, even closing the eyes, focusing on the space all around the spine, the full length of the spine. How is the neck feeling in this exercise? How is the mid-back? How is the low back? Are there any little cracks happening that feel nice? Does it loosen things up? And maybe those circles get a little bit bigger. Keep going. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. And float the body all the way up to neutral, and we'll head in the other direction, leaning over towards the right knee, passing through center towards the left knee, and curving and rounding back. Keep going. Taking the same care and attention on the second side. Maybe noticing, does one circle feel a little bit easier? Sometimes that second side's a little clunkier than the first. Sometimes it's a little smoother. Just taking notice, no judgment. Keep going. Same things. Noticing the spine as you close the eyes. Inhaling forward. Exhaling back. And float the body all the way up to neutral. From here, right arm sweeps out, up, and over to the side. Keep both sit bones firmly rooted as you reach long through the spine, long through the arm, till you feel just a gentle stretch. Then belly scoops in as the arm sweeps all the way back. Other side, left arm reaching out, up, and over. Nice stretch, nice and smooth. And then to come out, belly scoops in. And first side again. So you're moving kind of like seaweed, up and over. Maybe you go a little bit further the second round. Just feeling a little stretch. Belly scoops in as you float up and other side. Nice and smooth, nice and slow. Just till you feel a gentle stretch. And belly scoops in. One last round. Up and over. Right arm goes overhead. Just till you feel a gentle stretch. And then belly scoops in, up and over. Last time, last side. And belly scoops in. Come on all the way up. This time heading into arm circles. So right arm extends out to the side. Try to keep the shoulders square where they are in space and move that right arm a little bit back, if it'll go, up and even over a little bit. So we're making a circle. And we might feel a nice stretch on the outside of the arm and down. And again, reaching out, even back a little, all the way over and around. Keep going. So we'll just do a few rotations here. You can go at your own pace. I notice with my circles, they often start out a little bit smaller. And as your shoulder warms up a little bit, the circle might start to get a little bit bigger. And just like the spine, a little less clunky. Keep going. So nice and smooth, almost as though you're moving through water. Almost done. To synchronize the breathing for this one, inhale as the arm sweeps out to the side and back. And exhale as the arm reaches over, down, and around. Inhaling out and back. Exhaling as we reach forward and down. Just one more. And once you've finished your circle, belly scoops in to come on up and other side. Left arm reaches out and then even back a little bit. All the way over and around. And it might feel a little clunky to begin with if your first side did. And again, keep going just at your own pace. Or maybe your shoulders are just always nice and open. No judgment either way. If your shoulders are relatively flexible to begin with, see if you can increase that range of motion a little bit. The idea is to be super gentle though, so no pushing boundaries in this. Letting the arm circle to its maximum capacity, but not pushing it. And that is the quickest way to find flexibility. It feels like pushing into a stretch might increase mobility quicker, but that's actually not the case. Keep going. To synchronize the breathing, we take a big inhale as the arm moves back and up, and we exhale as it heads forward and down. Remember, you can close the eyes to really tune inward. Going at your own pace, just getting the shoulders warmed up a little. And finishing up, belly scoops in, come on all the way up. We'll get moving. Heading forward through hands and knees and up and back once again to your downward facing dog, maybe walking it out. And just noticing if the shoulders feel a little bit different now that they've warmed up a bit. And send the feet forward all the way to the top of your mat, landing in a forward fold. And just let the head hang for a bit. Closing the eyes. And then from here, ragdoll. One vertebra at a time. Come on all the way up to standing. And we'll flow a little bit. Let's inhale, arms go up. Exhale, gliding forward. Inhale for flat back. Exhale, down. We'll step it back to plank. Belly scooping in and lowering chaturanga. Elbows tucked in tight. Pointing the toes, we'll inhale for a cobra or up dog. Just take a moment here. I love taking an extra little second in up dog or cobra, that first one. And release. Belly scoops in as you press up and back to your downward facing dog. A couple deep breaths through the nose. And send the feet forward. Inhaling for flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up, reaching up high, getting taller. And exhale to a tall mountain. And again, inhale, arms go up. Exhale, gliding forward. Inhale for flat back. Exhale down, heading back through plank. Shoulder blades squeeze together as the belly scoops in. So shoulder blades together, belly scoops in, lowering chaturanga. And release. Inhaling for cobra. Wide open across the shoulders once again. So shoulders are back and down. And release. Pressing up and back to downward facing dog. Once again, couple deep breaths. And send the feet forward. Inhaling for flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up, reaching up high, a little bit taller than before. And exhale to a tall mountain. Just one more of A to warm up. Inhale, arms go up. Exhale, gliding forward. Inhale for flat back. Exhale down, heading back to plank. And lowering chaturanga. Inhale up. And exhale, downward facing dog. Couple deep breaths, feeling that length in the backs of the legs. Send the feet forward all the way to the top. Inhaling for flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up, reaching up high, getting taller. And exhale to a tall mountain. From here, inhale, arms go up. Exhale, gliding forward. Inhale for flat back. Exhale down. Let's plant the hands. Send the feet back to plank. And from here, holding plank, belly scoops in. For a 1. Remember, you can lower your knees down to your mat if you need to. 2, try to make it more about the core than anything else. 3, try not to dump into the wrists, but rather get the weight forward into the palms. That is my husband's cell phone. And he got a text message. From here, let's head up and back to downward dog. If you're like, what was that noise though? It's actually my family all recorded themselves saying Carla is the best. It was a little bit tongue-in-cheek. I don't remember even why they did that, but that's his ringtone. From here, we'll take a three-legged down dog. Right leg sweeps up, lengthening through the back of that supporting leg. And from here, right foot steps forward between the hands. Maybe it goes all the way forward, maybe not. Back heel spins down to the floor. We'll come up to warrior two. So we're skipping warrior one and coming right to warrior two. So this one, just to double check the heel to arch alignment, nice wide stance. There's a tendency to lean forward or back. You can even just take a look at yourself, right? Make sure that your spine is in one nice straight line. Once you've got it figured out, just close the eyes. Looking beyond the right fingertips or the front fingertips, but with the eyes closed. So it's that energetically looking that way. Breathing deep for 3, 4, and 5. From here, straighten the front leg, but don't move the legs. We're going to do a really wide triangle pose. So this is not typically how we do triangle pose, but just for fun, it's a variation. Reaching, 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 like you're reaching along a shelf, and then tipping, 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 placing that hand onto the shin. Top arm just goes straight up and breathing deep. So gentle stretch. Make sure there's weight into that bottom arm. Like you can see, I'm actually clasping onto my shin, and that protects my low back. I'm still using my belly wide open across the shoulders, and that top arm is, the thumb is right above my mouth, whether or not I'm looking up at it. And if I am, just for today, closing the eyes. If that's too hard on the neck, just looking down. Breathing free. From here, belly scoops in, come on all the way up, heading into Utthita Konasana. So we bend the front knee, going through warrior two, and then Parsva Konasana is extended side angle. Let's bind this one. So the right arm goes down and behind. You're trying to find your arms behind you, and then open up through the top shoulder. Breathing deep. As always, if you don't have the clasp, don't worry about it. Eventually, it will come. Slowly release, coming back through Virabhadrasana 2, straightening that front leg. Once more, Utthita Trikonasana triangle, but a wide stance. Reaching, 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 tipping, tipping, tipping. And just notice how it's maybe a little bit easier that second time. Couple deep breaths. Belly scoops in, come on all the way up. We windmill down through lunge, stepping it back through plank, and lowering chaturanga. Inhale, nice big inhale up. And exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a moment between sides to square everything up. And then the left leg sweeps to the sky for your three-legged. Feeling that length in the supporting leg. Left foot steps forward, back heel spins down. We come up all the way to warrior two, bypassing warrior one. Virabhadrasana 2. Double check that the spine is straight, not reaching forward or back. Maybe shifting the feet if you got a little bit out of alignment. I was going to say askew and out of alignment at the same time. Out of askew. It's not a thing. Breathing deep, closing the eyes. And then straightening that front leg for a really wide Utthita Trikonasana. Reaching, reaching, reaching. And then placing the hand right onto the shin. Top arm reaches for the sky. Breathing deep. Just a gentle stretch. Belly scoops in, we come on all the way up, and then we head into Utthita Konasana side angle. So from here, the left arm goes through, reaching behind, and right arm goes behind, and then opening up that top shoulder, breathing deep. Slowly release back through warrior two. We straighten that front leg once again. A really long triangle pose. Reaching, reaching, reaching. Once again, your Utthita Trikonasana, nice big wide stance, just for a different variation. And we scoop the belly in, coming all the way up. And we windmill down through lunge, stepping up back to plank, and lowering chaturanga. Inhale up, wide open shoulders. And exhale, downward facing dog or child's pose. Just taking a moment. From here, we'll take a three-legged down dog once again. Right leg sweeps to the sky. Stepping out forward between the hands, back knee lowers down to your mat, untucking the toes. Sweep the arms up for Anjaneyasana, low lunge pose. And just settling here. It's really nice to once in a while do a practice with your eyes closed. You might have noticed though the last few poses, it's really challenging to do so. So if it's too challenging to keep the eyes closed, just keep them softly open, like just kind of enough that you can see where you're at for balance, but keeping the gaze really soft. From here, inhale to lengthen up and even back a little bit, and then plant the hands, but we're not there long. Inhale here. Exhale here. Inhale, arms sweep up once again. So when we're here, we're lifting up and even back a little bit, but not slumping the low back. Thinking of the ribs lifting up and back so that we can really feel that stretch in the front of the back leg. Not too much, just until there's a wee bit of a stretch. And heading down through lunge, stepping it back to plank and lowering chaturanga. Inhaling up. And exhale, downward facing dog. Just taking a moment between sides, nice and easy. And other side, left leg sweeps for three-legged. Stepping up forward, back knee lowers, untuck the toes. Once again, we sweep for Anjaneyasana, low lunge pose as we settle the hips forward and down. Just a couple deep breaths. The gaze is soft. Floating the hands down, planting them, but not for long. Inhale here. Exhale here. Inhale, they sweep up once again, maybe even up and back a little bit. Belly scoops in as you float all the way back to your lunge, stepping it back to plank, and lowering chaturanga. Inhale up, and exhale, downward facing dog. From here, lowering through hands and knees, and all the way to seated. Bring the feet forward in Dandasana, staff pose. From here, we'll head into Baddha Konasana. So a nice, gentle hip opener. Bring the soles of the feet together. Allow the knees to tip out to the sides. Lifting up nice and tall on an inhale. On the exhale, the heart reaches forward. If you have the space available, start walking the hands forward. Just close the eyes though. And soften into those spaces that are feeling the stretch. Bringing your focus and attention back to your mat in case it wandered. Remembering your intention for your practice today. It's always nice to come back to that throughout your practice. Slowly, slowly, come on all the way up, returning to Dandasana staff pose. From here, laying all the way onto your backs. I like to turn to face the back of my mat. It's kind of a habit now. As I prepare for my twisted roots, our twist for the day, leaning all the way back. If twisted roots is too much for you today, then feel free to do a one-legged or even a two-legged to make it extra mild. If you're going for the full twisted roots, feet come up, right crosses all the way over left, and we shift the hips to the right as the knees move over to the left, planting both shoulders firmly on the floor, and close the eyes. And scoop the belly in. Press the low back into the floor and unraveling, unwinding between sides. Hug both knees into your chest, just a little rock from side to side. And preparing for the other side. So knees are bent, left crosses all the way over right. Hips shift to the left as the knees go to the right. Both shoulders planted. And belly scoops in. Press the low back into the floor. Unraveling, unwinding. Hug both knees into your chest. A little rock from side to side. And heading into our final pose, Ananda Balasana, Happy Baby, clasping onto the outer edges of the feet and drawing the knees down towards the floor. We're just here for 5. That's already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One last time, hugging those knees in, gently rocking from side to side. And preparing for Shavasana, final resting pose. Feel free if you'd like to put back on a sweater or socks, whatever you need to feel cozy. And when you're ready, laying all the way back onto your back. If there's any tension in your back at all today, feel free to keep the knees bent with the feet on the floor and allow the knees to tip in towards each other. Otherwise, extend the legs on the ground. Arms along the sides, palms facing up. And close the eyes. Softening everything, but especially through the neck and the shoulders and all the way down the arms, letting the fingers softly curl, softening through the face, softening around the eyes, and even the muscle between the eyes. Just letting it all go. Starting to come back. Wiggle the fingers and the toes. And gently roll your head from side to side. And reaching your arms above head on the floor, give yourself a big stretch, feeling totally refreshed. And bending your knees one at a time. Gently roll over to the right side. And pause there for just a moment as you come back. And slowly start to press yourself all the way up to a comfortable seated position. When you arrive, palms facing up on the knees, inhale, sitting up tall. Exhale, softly close the eyes. Taking those final moments to reconnect with your goal or your intention that you set for your practice today. Knowing you're one step closer. And slowly open the eye. Namaste, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. I've missed you all so much, and I'm happy to be back. And I'll be back again really soon. Now that I'm back, we're doing this. Yoga's happening often, frequently. See you next time.